Hello everybody, I am the Worm and welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. We are here in our new Gauntlet runner, which seems to be a kind of mobile home base for us. At least that's the sense I'm getting at this moment. So that's pretty cool. As I was thinking last time, it felt like we were on the precipice of the game really opening up, and with the addition of this Gauntlet runner and with the competition that was opened up last time, we can see that we are really well and truly in it. So that's quite something. We are heading towards Martira, old castle town. You can see there's the castle up above on that higher area, and then the town below. We're heading there to track down a nefarious criminal who has been kidnapping people. But before we get into that, we have some reading up to do. It's been a few days, and let's see if I can get reacquainted with what's been going on. So, the curse formula. A diagram of the formula created to cast the curse on the prince. The curse magic is so complex, none have yet been able to undo its tangled weave. The convoluted nature of the spell has led to the belief the spellcaster drew the formula as they composed it. Obtaining and deciphering this formula may enable the curse to be revoked. Considering that Luis is protected by the royal magic and now cannot be killed, this is the party's last hope to lift the curse. I don't know about last hope. I believe the other option would be kicking him out of the top 30 contestants for king. I think that was what the number was, so not the last hope, but might be a better hope than that. I mean, just name recognition alone, it'd be pretty difficult to knock him from his position at number 2. Okay, let's look at... Martira, Old Castle Town. A town southwest of Grand Trad off the main road, developed from a town originally formed around... Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm just gonna try it. Crigant? I think Crigant sounds a bit better. Crigant. I'm going to say Crigant until corrected. Okay. Developed from a town originally formed around Crigant Castle, a military stronghold of the Annex War. The town's distance from the main road gives it a sense of isolation, and some say a certain gloom. One of Uchronia's closest towns to the Oceanian border, which made it a cornerstone of Uchronia's defense against Oceania during the Annex War. The relatively flat terrain affords the castle's watchtower a clear view of the town's environs. Any movement or mobilization from Oceania was thus immediately observed, making it impossible to launch a surprise attack on the town, especially as the war predated the invention of the swift, powerful gauntlet runners of modern fame. However, its time as the keystone of Uchronia's front lines has long since passed into history. Okay, so a gloomy town that may have once been lively, but lacks the it lacks the importance it once has. So maybe there'll be a lot of empty houses and won't be as bustling, that's for sure. Principality of Oceania. One of the Kingdom of Uchronia's 3 constituent countries, occupying its westernmost lands. The Oceania capital, Port Brilehaven, is the largest trade port in the kingdom. Owing to a history of extensive sea route trade with civilians and pirates alike, It's been known for its powerful navy since before the Annex War, and a rich culture centered on its warriors of the sea. Okay. If only they were an island nation. But unfortunately, no. Uchronia was able to conquer them. I don't know about unfortunately. I mean, we don't have enough of the history and the facts of the time to know. Maybe we'll learn more about the Annex War as time goes on. Tournament for the Throne. A large-scale tournament where prospective candidates compete to gather the approval of the people. The winner of this popularity contest will then be crowned king. The Crown Theocracy proclaim themselves to be the organizers after the invocation of the royal magic by the previous king. The stated purpose is for candidates to prove their worth by completing tasks while visiting the 3 capitals of the United Kingdoms. But could there be an ulterior motive? I wonder. I'm going to bring your attention to the second sentence there. The winner of this popularity contest will be crowned king. That's not... I don't think that's technically true. It's not whoever wins the contest will be king. It's whoever is the most popular person. What was the
What now?
Should be able to find out from the calendar. Day of the Hero. Whoever is the most popular person by the Day of the Hero will be crowned king, and of course that brings this tournament into perspective here. It's this whole tournament has been crafted by the Crown Theocracy in order to make themselves the most popular. The most obvious angle on that is we saw that the Crown Theocracy actually has 2 candidates in this race, which is the main guy that we've known so far, which is Forden, and the second was, I believe, the champion. There was more to his title, but I can't specifically remember, but a champion of the church, or something of that nature. And so it was interesting the way it was phrased. The champion said that should he win the contest and then be crowned king, he would then surrender the crown to Forden, which is very interesting. I mean, I guess that's something he can do. But my sort of question on that is, does the royal magic work that way? You know, the champion can say that, but how legalistic is the royal magic here? Are you just allowed to give that up? That's my question here. But yes, that is the first and most obvious way that the tournament's been crafted to support the Crown Theocracy. I still believe there's probably more to it than that, but we'll just have to wait and see. It could be. So there's going to be 3 big exhibitions, I think. The first one we're doing is what we will read about next. I could imagine an instance where not only do they have 2 candidates, but it could be the case that every one of these exhibitions is going to be rigged in their favor. So we will find out, I'm sure. The Exhibition of the Brave, a grandiose event celebrating the first task of the Tournament of the Throne. For this exhibition, the candidates are to neutralize a dangerous creature disrupting the peace of the nation. They must then bring its head to Port Brilehaven in the Principality of Oceania to await judgment of their asset by the masses. The party will have to prepare something spectacular to catch the attention of Luis, who has refused to participate in this mission. Yeah, and I mean, if the exhibitions are going to be rigged themselves, I do think it's good. I agreed last episode, but I find myself in more agreement with Stroll that we really need to think outside the box for these events, and so going after a heinous criminal instead of a huge monster it's good out of the box thinking, so I'm all in on this one. So Ishkia tribe, I'm somewhat surprised. I thought we had this one before, but I guess not. I mean, I've known about Ishkia for a while because of Maria. But, yeah, looks like we're just getting them now. Let's check it out. A tribe recognizable by their avian wings as well as their almond eyes and long eyelashes. Though the fewest in number of the 8 tribes, they have a reputation for their intelligence, giving them a strong presence in bigger cities. Many find higher status in intellectual labor, such as scholars and sanctors and the like, making it not uncommon for Ishkia to be wealthy. That is interesting. The fewest in number of the 8 tribes, you say? Now hang on, does that include the Elda? I can't remember if there are actually 9 tribes and the Elda are just sort of not included in that. That is interesting. Because we have seen quite a few Ishkia around town, I think. Yeah. Now, I mean, I feel like, I don't think I've mentioned this, but just looking at an Ishkia, they cannot fly, can't they? I mean, their wings would have to be much larger for them to actually fly, so I'm kind of interested. I'm just a bit curious why they turned out that way. Of course, you know, this is a magical, fantastical setting, so there could be many reasons as to why they've ended up that way. Okay. We got a few more here. Norris? Norris? Yes, this what's the word I'm looking for? There's a specific word I'm looking for to describe this kind of guy, but it's not coming to me. Eccentric. This eccentric fellow that was apparently an associate of Hulkenberg during her time as a knight. Norris Korax. A genius engineer of the Ishkia tribe, he can single-handedly manage all things Gauntlet runners, from planning to maintenance to piloting, and was contracted to build the Prince's Gauntlet runner before the Prince vanished. He comes from a noble, highly respected family with a stately mansion in Grand Trad, but as he shows absolutely no interest in social status or family privilege, that's not privilege, prestige, is dismissed by his family as an unmanageable oddball. Hey, the man knows what he likes, and he pursues it quite forthrightly, which I can appreciate. Despite his pedigree, his appointment to build the Prince's runner was solely based on merit, not his social standing. Since then, Norris has retained a strong sense of gratitude toward the royal family. Unfortunately, as both the prince and king met successive suspicious ends, Norris was unable to repay their favor, which burdened him greatly. Well, I appreciate his skill and what he can offer us in terms of transportation, and the fact that he seems to have good reason to stay loyal to our cause makes me all around happy that he's with us. Nice, good connection, Hulkenberg. Yes, okay, here's the man I mentioned earlier. Ovis. Oh, man. Jadot? Would that be the name? Jadot? That's my guess. A muscular, bald-headed Roussant warrior. Excuse me, a muscular, bald-headed Roussant warrior who serves as both captain of the monk army. Okay, good to know that there is a monk army. The enforcement arm of the crown theocracy, and Forden's primary bodyguard. He assumed the role of captain after his predecessor lost his life during the suppression of the Mage Academy in Montario. He specializes in a unique fighting style that combines magic, staff, and spear techniques passed down through generations of warrior monks. I feel like we're going to have to fight this man. And I am a bit intimidated by that. Okay, so yes, the suppression of the Mage Academy. This is something we've heard a few times now, well, on the street of Grand Trad. I know there was what I believe was a former mage who was quite vocal in his disdain for the Sanctist status quo. So I'm sure we will learn more about that when going to Montario, because apparently that's where the academy was. I don't know if there were more than one, if there were multiple mage academies, or if there was just one, but I'm sure we'll learn of that. Glodell. This was that, we saw him in the recruitment office. Idius Glodell, a young Rusant warrior who serves Luis in his lower rungs. Keeping his dog at his side, even in battle, Keeping his dog at his side, even in battle, he's earned the title the Black Hound, out of both fear and ridicule. Because Luis did not formally enter the tournament for the throne, Glodell entered of his own volition to secure Luis's following and act as a proxy for their support. He hopes that if he can make a name for himself in the tournament, Luis will acknowledge him. Okay, that is very good to know. There's been this sort of ongoing thing I've noticed with some of Luis's followers. First was with Klinger, where I was wondering whether or not Klinger was acting on his own or if he was being ordered by Luis. And I'm actually trying to remember what the conclusion was on that. I feel like Klinger was acting of his own volition, but if I'm wrong about that, please correct me. Then, of course, we had Zorba, excuse me. I believe Zorba was definitely acting on Luis's orders at the time, considering, you know, Luis brought in the human that Zorba resurrected. So I'm pretty sure that was all pre-planned, but it is interesting that Luis has it seems like Luis has a good amount of followers that aren't under his direct command, but are still acting. They're acting in ways that they believe are in his interest. At least that is explicitly what it says here about Glodell, so that's interesting. Looks like we have another one. Or we have more, okay. Batlin. Yes, we've seen this gentleman before, but he came into more prominence with last episode. Albus Batlin, a Clamar man who works as a crier for the Crown Theocracy. Most criers prefer rhetoric that venerates and strengthens the authority of sanctism and the royal family. But Batlin is the opposite, prioritizing the provocations of the people as though commentating on a sport. Yeah, I was going to say, he definitely... I was surprised to learn that he was specifically a crier for the Crown Theocracy and not just a regular town crier, because he's definitely a bit of a showman. So I like this guy. He's I feel like we're gonna see more of him. You know, it could be, we might be. I can imagine a situation where we complete quests or something out in the countryside, and then we may, I don't know, cut away to a cutscene of Grand Trad, and he's going to be given updates or something like that. I could see that. Though highly admired amongst the townspeople, he drew the ire of the Crown Theocracy for his roguish methods. However, when the royal magic made what accounted to one's popularity the sole factor in succession, the Crown Theocracy pivoted, suddenly assigning Batlin the monumental responsibility of heading Sanctism's public relations as the tournament's official crier. Wow, moving up in the world. A Gauntlet Runner Engineer, an engineer that designs and maintains Gauntlet Runners. Because Magla Crystals power runners, engineers need to be familiar with the workings of magic and magic igniters, but they also need to be well versed in a wide range of fields, from dragon crystal technology for movement to armaments for battle. As the costs required are substantial, engineers almost exclusively come from noble families who own Gauntlet Runners. Okay, dragon crystal technology. I feel like that's a new phrase for me in this game. There apparently is such a thing as dragon crystal technology. So dragons aren't just huge, dangerous creatures. They have crystal technology, so presumably they are intelligent in some way. I mean, that's not odd for fantasy, but I guess it's good to get that confirmed here. Interesting. Barden. Elphus Barden. A strapping Rusant warrior serving as captain of the Guard Corps in Martira. A man of integrity, his careful and fair judgment is so trusted. He's treated as right-hand man to the Lady of Martira. He traveled a great distance to Grand Trad to post a bounty for the criminal responsible for an unsolved series of kidnappings plaguing Martira. Okay, I suppose we will meet this Lady of Martira? Milo. Speaking of eccentric, Milo Maurizio. An Ishkia candidate participating in the tournament, a princely man claiming to be an illegitimate son of the Montario royal family. He pledges to adopt a caste system based on beauty, with him, the most beautiful of all, bestowing grace and honor upon the country as its king. His suave looks and mannerisms have earned him a devout following each time he smiles. From the stage on his Gauntlet Runner, the Palace of Beauty Hildebrand, shrill screams can be heard from the crowd. Well. Pledges to adopt a caste system based on beauty. Most beautiful of all, huh? No, I think that's actually Adrilla, sir. That's not you. Well, I'll be interested to see how this guy's tournament goes. That's funny. Okay, so I think we're all caught up. Yeah, okay, so we are going to explore this here Gauntlet Runner. Oh boy, it is pretty shaky. I can't imagine trying to go to sleep on this thing. I mean, I've been able to actually no, that I've not been able to. I have not flown that much, but when I do fly on you know, just a commercial airliner, I have a lot of trouble sleeping, or trying, you know, I feel like I always try to sleep, but I'm never able to do it. I can get to sort of halfway there, but I'm just never able to fully fall asleep. So I feel like this would be a nightmare for me. Let's see how our companions are doing. What do you think, Stroll? What do you see out there?
Ooh.
Yeah, no kidding. I wonder how long it would take to adapt to riding one of these. A smooth ride, you say? Okay. Yeah, I'm sure he's added some kind of nitro boost somewhere. Round table, what does, Okay.
Let's see here.
That just lets us see the world map. Very nice.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay.
Okay. Good that we always have access to that now. A massive door. It looks more like a vault to me. Okay, we are not allowed to see the vault. I guess that heads up to the cockpit. Okay, so we cannot go visit the driver. Maybe it's better that way. Don't want to distract him. Toilet. Well, that's
Incredible.
oh my goodness, how convenient.
Hey,
You really?
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I mean, that sounds really nice. Pantry. There's some rock beans and gauntlet shrooms. I guess we'll take them. We have we've yet to really do any cooking. At least if you don't count what we've done with Fabienne in Grand Trad. Engine room. Let's explore this. Oh, speaking of cooking.
Got it.
Most things are edible if you put them over fire. Is that really true? Well, I guess we won't know until we try it, huh?
So,
Yeah, fair enough. Norris's secret stash. Man, just the noise. Oh my goodness, look at these. My goodness. Now I've seen some of the I feel like I've seen in Asia they have these really tiny apartments that are just sort of, they don't exactly look like this, but they're essentially just small little areas that are kind of like this. I can only imagine. I mean, you know, if I had to, I'd give it a shot, but just for the novelty of it. So it looks like the two down there, it looks like they're just holding storage. I mean, there has to be, there have to be more beds than just the three. Oh my. What's this room? So is this just a common area? Okay. Is that everywhere? Let's check out the engine room. Oh my goodness.
this?
Yeah. Certainly, I mean, it's meant to be reminiscent of a beating heart.
Hello?
Spectacular.
Colossal beasts, yes. What kind of beasts exactly, I wonder?
Hmm? Hmm.
Gauntlet Runner activities. You will continue toward your destination while spending time on the Gauntlet Runner. Utilize its facilities to obtain items, raise abilities, and do other things you wouldn't be able to do in town. Try using the kitchen, reading books at the bookshelf, or using the washing machine. More activities will become available over time. You can also spend time with your allies while traveling, which may help you improve your virtues. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. Okay. Well, I'm definitely not ready to turn in just yet. Igniter. The engine is an igniter, which makes some sense if the power source is Magla. Kind of eerie to look at. But if it works, it works. Washing machine.
This?
Increases max MP.
Understood.
Interesting. Hi, Moore.
Now, where was I?
We will hang out with Moore in a second, but I want to explore the rest of the ship first. Huh. Is several different kinds of glasses, I see.
Come on.
Max HP.
Got it.
Okay. Well, since we're here, let's
where
go.
was I?
Let's see what if Moore has anything to say right now.
Would you look at this?
Hello, cat. Let's see if there's anything new.
It's conceivable. Adieu.
Adieu, he says. Yeah, there's still this weird one that presumably we still can't read. Nothing new. Okay, Moore, let's have a chat.
Welcome. What would you care to know?
Nothing new there, looks like.
I'm counting on you.
Okay, so not much.
Oh. You'll come again, won't you?
I find it a bit odd that you're hanging down with essentially the engine room. I think he'd be upstairs in that common area with all the books. Okay, I think that's everything downstairs. What you thinking, Hulkenberg?
Speaking of,
Stroll, my dude. What's wrong? You feel drunk? Are you okay?
Sorry.
Oh, I see. Motion sickness. Hey, fair enough. I feel like I wouldn't do much better. If at all. Okay, so we have the deck. What does cooking give us? Let's get cooking. Use the Gauntlet Runner's cooking table to whip up some food for you and your allies. Eating prepared meals can grant your party various positive effects. To cook, you'll need ingredients. Buy them, win them, or find them lying around. Try to experiment as much as possible. After you've made every dish at least once, you may learn how to create the ultimate culinary masterpiece. Oh my. Oh my. Some recipes. A lot of recipes. Let's not do that right now. But that sounds like it could be an interesting system. Watchtower deck. Sure, let's check out the watchtower. What shall we watch from the tower? Oh my goodness, that is loud. Okay, there are big flying creatures. So, yes, we're still outside of Grand Trad, so... It's, what is that thing?
Did you know?
Well, okay. This is somewhat terrifying. Let's go back down. What about the deck? This is also somewhat terrifying. Oh, hey, look, there he is. Hey, Norris. Hanging out? Working hard or hardly working? Man. Yeah, so, colossal creature. It certainly looks, I can imagine maybe the hind legs of some dragon-like creature. It's weird that it's just 2 legs, though. Oh, look, it even has a tail back there. Yeah, I'll admit, I wouldn't... I feel like it would take me a while to get used to this. Not now. Use the toilet? Sure. Does it take time?
right.
Okay, so now we decide what we want to do. I think that's everywhere.
All right then.
Oh, rear deck. How do we get to the rear deck?
What's this?
Big barrel. Yeah, okay, back inside. I feel like I can't stay out there too long. Okay. Well, I'm feeling like we should do cooking or reading. That's what I'm feeling. I'm noticing these don't have time on them. Hidden Persuasion, New World Travel Diary. That sort of question mark, that's the virtues symbol there. Would the pride and persuasion, would that be to eloquence? Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, that gives imagination. Not now. My imagination is 1. And yes, eloquence, as I thought. So, we have those 2 books. Cooking table. I mean, we will try cooking at some point. But a part of me is really worried about those virtues. I feel like I should get a jump on those now and not risk being locked out of something. How about... What was the one... What was the one that didn't show up all the time? Was it eloquence? It was the activist lady. She was only available during the day. Of course, that was just Grand Trad. We're going to a new place, so we don't know what the situation there will be. But let's try this. Read the book.
What's that?
That looks somewhat... I hope there's glass there. I would not feel comfortable sitting there otherwise. Okay. First impressions are vital when it comes to negotiations. Assume a natural smile and humble demeanor. Use flattery.
What are you talking about?
Strike them down with 1 hit to gain the upper hand, to exploit them without mercy. To gain the upper hand?
Sure.
No kidding.
All right.
Oh my goodness, that's 4 dots. I feel like that's a lot more than we usually get. So are we gonna get multiple... We're gonna get multiple opportunities?
The Gauntlet runner arrives at the desert camp as the scorching sun sinks below the horizon, and the curtain of night falls over the land. Protected within the stalwart hull of the Gauntlet runner, the party gains a short, peaceful respite.
So this is definitely a, this is a trek. This is a journey. Establishing an encampment. At night, the vast wilderness outside town is ensconced in darkness. Forcing your way through the unmarked terrain is very dangerous, even with a stalwart gauntlet runner. Instead, establish a camp somewhere safe. You can resume your travels in the morning. While at an encampment, you can use any of the facilities on the Gauntlet Runner like usual, but you can also reminisce about the journey with your allies. Give it a try. 3 days. Okay. Well, so three days, my goodness. So when I look at
What now?
the calendar, I mean, it looks like, so we have about 4 months. A bit more than 4 months till we get to the day of the hero. And then the calendar doesn't go beyond that. So, I mean, is that just the end of the game right there? Is that what I should be understanding from this? And the reason why I'm looking at this right now is because, so 3 days till Martira. The fact that journeys actually take quite a significant amount of time, you know, 4 months seems like a lot. And when we were just in Grand Trad doing this, you know, the whole Day of Calamity stuff, you know, that was about a week. A bit more than a week. Well, I mean, we spent, since the funeral, it's been about 2 weeks. And, I mean, that felt like a significant amount of time, but it feels like the days are going to start going faster and faster. So that's, well, it makes me feel a bit anxious. What you think, Nuros? Nuros?
Your thoughts?
Absolutely. A little mechanism, you say? That's true, we have seen Gauntlet runners that can fly. Is that in the plans? How to make this thing fly?
Yep.
Oh. Oh my goodness. What, with just your hand? That's impressive, Calm. Oh look, the ladder. So hanging out with Stroll will increase our imagination. And hanging out with Hulkenberg will also increase our imagination. Well, sure, we may as well hang out with one of our characters. Who's our... Stroll's more of our best buddy right now, right? Oh. We are not allowed up there right now. I'm surprised you guys are out here on the deck when we saw giant flying creatures wandering around while we were traveling.
Hey.
Sure, let's talk with Stroll.
Now then.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, it's been, what, basically 2.5 weeks since we got to Grand Trad. That felt like it's felt like an eternity since then, by, you know, considering everything that's happened.
Speaking of,
I've been thinking that perhaps this is the same power the Hero Kings once used. If that's the case, then why do you think so many of them met miserable ends? I don't know about the Hero Kings. I don't think we've had opportunity to read about them just yet. Power isn't everything. They had no allies. They lost to a greater power. They lost to a greater power. That sounds kind of Pessimistic. Power isn't everything. They had no allies. I'm feeling between power isn't everything and they had no allies. The thing is, I don't know anything about the Hero Kings. And surely they had some allies, right? I'm gonna say power isn't everything.
What's that about?
Oh, I see.
How you choose to wield it.
Then
Well, I know there's a few.
All right.
There's one at least called Gunner. All right, time for bed.
marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
I feel like if the Sanctus Church, if they're gonna do some kind of plan where the champion wins,
good morning.
and then they can just, or that if the champion wins and then surrenders his crown to Forden, if that's on the table, if you could just do that, I think we're in pretty good shape for our plan. I know part of what we're doing is to sort of just get the attention of Luis. But say, if we, overcome the great odds stacked against us and win this tournament, and say our character Colm is able to get the crown, then we could probably do something similar, where we just sort of give the prince the crown. Let's see here. Okay. I don't know. What do the characters think?
True.
I knew it!
Okay. Back on the road. So yeah, it does look like... Yeah, so we just have multiple opportunities to increase stats and do other things. Okay, so Hulkenberg can increase wisdom, and Stroll can increase courage. Interesting. We do have... Yeah, we still have quests that will increase courage already. But it's interesting to know that there are other opportunities, because that's the first non-quest related courage enhancement that we've seen. Which is the lowest? Probably imagination. It doesn't look like we have imagination other than the book. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm still good on the strategy to just continue raising them all equally. Where am I? Here I am. What does sleeping even do? You can rest in the Gauntlet Runner's sleeping quarters. Time will pass, but your virtues won't improve at all. So, why would anyone ever do that? What would the I mean, the fact that it's an option at all just makes me curious. Can we get more stuff from the pantry? Oh, we can. Okay, so check that every day. Does the washroom have water now? No. Okay. My luck increased by 1. Say what?
Sure.
What do you mean, my luck increased by 1? Okay. What even are my stats at this point? Why did that happen? Are there just random... Are there just random chance stat increases that can happen? I always feel like in... You know, because I've played way back when... older RPG games, like the BioWare games or Baldur's Gate or something. I always tended to enjoy getting charisma, so I wanna raise eloquence a bit.
What's that?
Let's have that be our number, our third virtue to get to level 2. Even to make a flawless first impression as the discussion progresses, the other person may erect an emotional wall and start giving you the cold shoulder. No matter what you say, they'll remain unreceptive. In these situations, issue a challenge. You must shock their senses to break down their walls. Really? Okay. Stare them down, pretend to cry, scare them. I'm not sure about this advice. For our character, for Colm, let's go for the stare down.
Look at that.
Sure, but
All right.
Okay.
I say, we could stop for a break.
Coming
Are
now into view
Oh.
is the Tree of Prophecy, a resplendent tapestry of color against the backdrop of the bleak desert. One theory is that the tree's roots gorge on the land's magla, and still another is that it gorges on those enraptured by its colorful foliage, as though themselves snared by the bewitching magla surrounding the tree. The Gauntlet runner comes to a stop at its base.
I was going to say, I wonder, are there opportunities, not opportunities, could there be random encounters as we travel along the path here? But I'm pretty sure this isn't a random encounter because we did see a marker on the map. Oh my goodness, look at this.
wow.
That's...
Certainly.
A tree that foretells the future. So this is a discovery? This isn't something that's been known about?
Hey,
Wasn't it for research?
But
Okay, thank you.
Hey there.
Ah, keepsake.
huh?
What do you mean, Stroll? You mean just a magical organism?
Huh?
However,
Interesting. So blue is good. Does that mean red is bad?
All right.
My goodness, my wisdom. I feel so wise.
The Gauntlet runner arrives in a quiet clearing, concealed by boulders, as darkness reclaims the wilderness for itself. Monsters run rampant in the wilds. To sleep here would be perilous, unless from within the safety of a Gauntlet runner. The
Oopsie daisy. Sorry, Moore. Did not mean to press that button. Well, I'm sure we'll find out. Well, I caught something. Feeling better now?
Yeah.
Hey man, we'll help them. Don't worry about it.
well met. Be well.
You know, I'm kind of curious. I want to see what cooking's like. Do you think there will be a mini game? Where's Norris hanging out at? I knew it. Nope.
Right then.
Let's see what, here we go, let's look at this. The red grass roasted bidou, which we have. Stores 400, cures burn. Stores 250, so this is for one ally, cures poison for all allies. Coney stew. Cure status elements for all allies, that seems good. Fully restores HP for all allies. That's also really good. Increase critical rate for all allies for 3 turns. Allows one ally to endure one fatal attack with 1 HP. Increases hit rate of one attack for... Increases hit rate of one attack to 100 for one ally. Okay, so guaranteed hit. Deal 300 almighty damage to one enemy. So, yes, these all seem good. I was thinking it could be something like you have the team eat something and then you have a buff to go out and do a dungeon or something. I've never played it, but I think the Monster Hunter games do that. And it is not what I think the Monster Hunter game is. These are simply items that you can use in battle. I do wonder, it did say there was something like an ultimate recipe. Is that something you have to find, or do you have to make a certain amount of items here, and then maybe you'll learn a new one? Well, I certainly don't have the materials to do that. And now that I know that they're just the items, I'm definitely not as interested in making them. Let's see, we had... what was Hulkenberg? Was she wisdom? Was she imagination? She was imagination. Let's hang out with
Well met.
Hulkenberg. It's cool. What are you talking about?
Certainly.
I see.
Uh-huh. Hang on a second. Horse? Okay, we have seen horses. With the carriages. I was gonna say, okay, horses exist in this universe, but we already knew that. We've seen horses. Okay, we're good. It's just I have had and I mean we've seen cats and things, so familiar species do exist, but I've had I've seen funny moments in games or fantasy stories or sci-fi stories where it'll supposedly be a different universe or world or something, but then you'll have a character say something like, "Oh, when in Rome." You know, they'll say that common phrase, and then so suddenly a light bulb pops up as like, "Oh, Rome exists in this fantasy world." So it's just sometimes funny, but yeah, not entirely equivalent here because horses, we've seen them. And it's not weird for them to be here.
All right.
Increase imagination.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Oh my. Oh, look at the greenery.
Finally, we're out of the desert! Oh wow, I missed all this green!
Why is it so bumpy?
That'd be the change in terrain, lad.
See, got to let the suspensions get used to hard ground instead of soft sand.
Must be nice to fly everywhere.
Oh.
What the? Did we just crash?
Of course not. That's
A cannonade.
Oh my.
My star is rising! Ah! Sanctism will reign! Ah! It's them. Remember, from the opening ceremony, I think one of them is Guido, Forden's confidant, and the other is Luis's man, Gladel.
Guido, not Gido. Okay. I guess there were no rules that contestants couldn't fight each other.
prominent candidates. Shouldn't the king's magic petrify them for their aggression?
No, see where they're aiming. They're not shooting to kill, just to take out the opposing runner's legs.
Ah, I see.
Stuck out in the wilds with no working runner. Whether they survive or not, they're dashing well out of the race.
So 'tis a clash to hold each other's advance. Damned fools couldn't resist a show of force.
Look, over by the legs. That crier is there too.
What is he doing there?
I see. Acting as witness to the higher candidate's conflict. It seems Gladel cannot match Godot's firepower.
Why is he just on the ground there? Oh, interesting.
What's our plan? If we just hang back and watch, Godot's gonna win. And Forden gets a leg up on the competition.
Oh my goodness, we have to make a choice? Okay, so many things to... Okay, I think I'm leaning towards helping out Gladel. For two reasons. One, maybe getting in good with Luis by helping Gladel. And two, it feels like this tournament's already going to be rigged in Forden/Sanctism's favor. So, preventing them from getting even more of an advantage seems like it would be good. But of course, we'd be getting right in their way, and thus getting their attention. Do we have cannons? Let's help Gladel.
Let's give Gladel a hand here.
Good thinking. That way we could win Luis's regards.
Agreed. Let us ride to Gladel's aid.
Okay. My companions agree with me. That makes me feel better.
I say, hold on. You realize you're a no-name candidate, eh? If he wants to shut you out, he'll not have to aim for just our legs.
It's a runner, isn't it? If things get too dicey, we'll just run. Didn't you say we had the fastest craft around?
Fine. Suppose there's no room for caution if we want the world's eyes on us.
Okay then, it's settled. Let's make sure he owes us big.
There should be an external runner phone out there.
We're here to help. Withdraw, Gladel. Who goes there? Why do you stand for Luis's forces? Well, sorry, can't get into it now. That Gauntlet. You're that commoner candidate who destroyed the Grand Cathedral. Was that not enough? You would profane the sacred a second time.
We didn't destroy the Grand Cathedral. How dare you, sir? Oh, hi.
So be it. In God's name, be thou punished.
Oh my goodness, we're in a fight. We are...
Dare
What?
interfere in my fight. Know your place.
I know I said that I thought this guy would be a boss, but not now.
Is it fame you seek? You thought by confronting me, you might lift your own names. Then you chose the wrong opponent.
I hate to interrupt, Oleg, but it's a touch more complex than that.
We of the Crown Theocracy's monk army have silenced all who would oppose the eminence of God. Your petty ruses are beneath me. Now you shall know how powerless you truly are.
I don't feel good about this.
Remember, the king's magic means we cannot move to strike Godot himself.
Go for his followers first. We'll thin their numbers and turn the tide.
I was not expecting this at all.
Oh, my brethren! Put the fear of God into these impious commoners!
Don't forget about the petrification magic!
I don't know what you're talking about, Gallica. Also, I am a level 2 merchant right now. This is not good.
Looks like we can't brute force through this one.
Moving to the rear.
I need to remember how to fight again, because I haven't fought anyone in a while.
Warrior! Perhaps not. Time to go a fit stepping back.
I guess we just start doing things. How are you against fire?
Coin can solve problems a blade cannot.
Okay, resistant to fire.
Merchant! Is there into the rear guard? By this power!
I was gonna... Well, let's not resort to throwing money at them just yet. How about cold?
Freeze!
By the sworn oath of knighthood. To safer ground!
Guess just resistance to everything, huh?
Knight! I stand waiting.
Let's do this. Take this.
Only a flesh wound.
What could you hope to achieve?
Damn it! He knows we can't attack him. He's toying with us.
Are you prepared?
Okay, how about a slash attack?
Hack and slash!
Coin can solve problems a blade cannot.
Okay, not resistant, but not vulnerable to that.
Merchant! Wind!
Is everyone all right?
So these guys are just resistant to all... Nope, that was the wrong button.
I can't afford to hold back.
They're weak to piercing attacks.
Weak to piercing.
One fell swoop.
Good to know, but that was the wrong button.
Warrior! I'll take you down!
Insolent heathen!
Nice one, Stroll.
What could you hope to achieve?
Okay.
Let's go!
Why don't we throw some money, just to see what happens?
Nice hit.
Observe the enemy.
It's a good amount of power.
Join with me. Not this skill. Charging in! To the rear guard! I see you!
Witness me, brethren! Warrior! It's too early to go to
Come
his
forth,
side.
Royal Soul!
I mean, it's one of our best attacks, so may as well try.
To him,
I stand
I
ready.
return.
Okay, good. We're doing good.
Come!
But I feel
Not
like he's gonna bring.
Moving to the front.
Looks like we can't brute
I'm
force
stepping
through
back.
this one.
Huh, take this!
Oh, he's resistant. Good to know.
More resilient than I expected. I would lose nothing by conceding this fight. But the faithful are watching. For the sake of my dear brethren, I must hold nothing back. Now! Feel the righteous truth of sanctism engraved upon your flesh!
Does this mean he's getting serious?
Rise, my brothers!
Hang in there.
Is that all?
Sanctism will reign! Delay the inevitable!
Captain.
Don't underestimate me!
Okay. So he is actually resistant to piercing.
No holding back!
Let's try slice.
I'll take you down!
He's
Okay.
resistant to slice.
We can do this.
So this guy the opposite. He's resistance to all melee.
By this power!
How about ice?
Ice!
Hit their weakness.
Observe the enemy.
Weak to
Opening,
ice.
Captain.
Good to know. Since
We strive for
okay,
all.
since he is now, since the main guy's in the fight now,
Not this one. Charging in to safer ground.
let's
Oh, power
Do
of
taunt.
heroes.
Know your place.
I shall vanquish evil.
The power of ice!
Hit their weak point.
Witness
Keep
me,
that
brethren!
Royal Soul!
Let's... Just because I'm a bit afraid.
Take it.
Thank you.
I owe you.
Let's top ourselves off.
Sanctism will
Only
reign!
a flesh wound. Is that all?
Take this!
This is nothing.
Damn it!
Vulcanberg's guard is down!
Knight! Freeze!
Vulcanberg got them right in their weak spot.
Be frozen!
Hit their weak
Damn
spot.
you!
Keep it
You
up,
won't hold
Paul.
back. Freeze.
So, the faithful are broken before you, yet your desperate struggling is for naught. You cannot defy the inevitable. I am immune to all your wicked harms.
Oh, he gets to do whatever he wants, and we can't even get near him!
Yep, that's kind of a problem.
Bend the knee and yield to the divine truth of sanctism.
Oh, the battle just ended. Or at least, I think that's what that means.
Now, are you prepared for the end?
Ha! I think not, you rotter!
What have you done to my gauntlet runner?
I mean, you really kind of ran right into this. I don't think we have cannons. You could have just shot us from afar, and we would have no defense against that. We're not protected like you are, so I feel like this is all you kind of... This is your fault, Godot. Don't blame us.
We've nothing to lose. At the very least, I can thrash your old clunker until it's inoperable.
This is a waste of my time. So be it. You'll face your divine punishment soon enough.
Oh, it's back up and running.
Phew. Finally, he took the hint. Hey, get down here.
Oh, are you gonna be upset that we stepped in and you don't want to have to owe anyone? Oh my goodness. Are you that singer?
What are you playing at? You think I owe you now or something? I would have been fine without your meddling.
I wanted to help. Are you hurt? I guess you live to see another day. I feel like he's not going to appreciate anything we say. Maybe I wanted to help?
I just wanted to help you.
A likely story? Out with it. What's your motive?
Why, Gladell, surely you can spare some manners for a crew that saved our lives? Honestly, that got a bit ugly for my liking.
Aren't you the singer from the opening ceremony?
Well, well, well. Do my eyes deceive me?
Yeah.
Juna the songstress in the flesh. What brings you all the way out here? A little tryst on the road, is it?
Batlin, I'm glad to see you, because you're kind of a funny guy. But how are you here? Where's your Gauntlet runner? Are you just gonna magically appear whenever events are happening?
Nothing so saucy. I'm afraid this cad's just my chauffeur.
Really?
Now please, darling, a little privacy, or I'll have to charge for an interview.
Can't say I expected this, although I didn't know anything about Juna, so I'm not sure I was expecting anything, really.
Fair enough, miss. Fair enough. Nothing you're not used to. But consider me chastened and shooed. Besides, I might have found another angle here that's just as promising.
Oh, what are you gonna tell
You
everyone?
surprised me out there, love. You bested Godot. So you're not just a pretty face. You were more help than my useless driver, at least.
Look here. However talented and famed a songstress she may be, you must remember to contain yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are fine, Hulkenberg. I think it's your friend over there that might have an issue.
Songstress? Wait, is she the same Nydia lady who sang at the opening ceremony?
Oh, she was a Nydia lady.
Aye, but that's... Oh, blast it all, I can't take it anymore. I'd know those suspensions anywhere. You had Caden workshop on this, eh? Yes, those are quality parts and no mistake. Luis really shells out for his own.
I was about to say, it looks like Norris has interests other than Gauntlet runners, but no, I should have known better. Yeah, that tracks.
By the crown, you can't be serious! She is Juno, the kingdom's greatest singer, the dulcet diva! Oh, this is preposterous! Surely I can't be the only one starstruck?
I think you are, Hulkenberg, which, you know, is actually interesting. It's good to know that you have interests other than, you know, knightly honor and the prince, and, you know, those are good things, but okay. You like a pop star, huh?
Really? No one else wants to shake her hand? Well, then on behalf of this group, I suppose it falls to me.
I mean, it makes some sense. Colm, the Elda, off in a hidden village, and Stroll, the rural lord, son of a rural lord. You know, we're not we're not Grand Trad people. We don't know what's hip, and you know, we're not up to date with the culture where you served in Grand Trad a long time. So, it makes sense. You're kind of hip with it.
You're an interesting little ensemble. Wait, is that a fairy? A real living one? Where did you...
It's interesting that you're commenting on this. I feel like most people... You know, we were walking around Grand Trad with Gallica just flying around us, and it felt like no one really commented.
Hey, up there!
Oh. Oh my goodness.
An airborne Gauntlet runner. He's actually finished it.
This is escalating quickly. Get out of town.
Luis.
This, you know, when this episode started, I was thinking we'd get to know the Gauntlet Runner, and then we'd have a nice, quiet trip to Martira. Why? Why is this happening?
My lord, Luis. How kind to provide a personal escort.
So that's it. I thought it was strange that a candidate like Gladel got stuck playing someone's driver.
But she was still the Sanctist's pick for the opening ceremonies? Guess even Forden's camp has to bend to popular opinion.
Yeah, so this is where I forgot to mention this. So earlier when we were doing Memorandum with Gladel, I was talking about how I was thinking, you know, he was doing this of his own accord. If that did not say that, I was going to say something like, it's interesting to me why did the Sanctus even allow a Luis-favored candidate to join the tournament? But, okay, there's something even more going on here, it seems.
My humblest apologies, my lord Luis, for this travesty, especially when you had graced me with the privilege of bearing the lovely Lady Juna.
Glad to see Lady Juna's safe, at least.
That is not the voice I expected.
I could have crushed that churchman like a bug, and I would have if these insolent fools hadn't.
I'm sure. Sorry, don't much care.
It would seem you had to clean up my associate's mess. I'd like to express my gratitude, but if I might ask, who are you?
candidate where your supporters take a wild guess. Oh boy. Definitely wasn't expecting to talk to Luis. Were your supporters? I feel like that's laying it on a bit too thick. Take a wild guess. I mean, we could just be honest and then have him draw his own conclusions. I'm a candidate.
I'm just another candidate.
Indeed. Then we are both striving for the throne. One would think you commoners, but for the Lady Knight at your side. And you have a gauntlet runner. Most curious. What made you decide to enter the competition?
I'm curious, he doesn't seem to recognize Hulkenberg, even though she was there that night of the attempted assassination on the prince.
Looks like he's more interested than we anticipated. This might be our chance, so choose your words wisely, okay?
Okay. Oh my goodness. What are you talking about, game? What are you making me do right now? I mean, this seems absolutely insane. But I almost want to say it because of its insanity. Like, if we say this, does he just end us right here? Do we get a game over? Because I feel like that's what's going to happen if I do that. To become king, to help you. I mean, so that's just a lie. That's, you know... It's like a technical truth. You join this tournament to become king. This is the real answer, but... Oh my goodness. Why is this even a choice? I'm so curious. What would possess our character to say this? I think I'm gonna select it. Just 'cause I'm so curious. I'm fully, I'm, or at least I'm half expecting just a game over by selecting this. Okay, let's just do it. Let's stop. Just. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna count to 3 and do it. 1, 2, 3.
The more you hesitate, the more...
Oh, okay. Okay. So the game won't even... Okay. Alright, at least we got that curiosity out of the way. So, clearly the right answer then is this. Because this is the infiltration thing. Okay. So they're not going to let us... So, yeah, we're sneaking into his good graces. So they want us to say this. Oh boy, the game just gave me... I feel like I almost had a heart attack there. Okay, to help you, Count Luis.
I want to help you, Count Luis.
Oh? You fight in my name, do you?
Really now? So, you thought you'd step in for a little self-promotion?
We want to help anyone in need. That's what we believe in.
I mean, we could go along with... We could play the card that... Luis, when he was at the funeral, he claimed he wants to be for merit, and he's willing to raise anyone who fights for him, and so we can say, hey, we don't believe in the sanctism stuff, and I mean, we have an angle here.
Anyone? Most interesting. However, my immediate needs are met in terms of swordhounds.
Oh, come now. Don't they have a certain charisma to them? Why? I dare say I saw them use magic without igniters.
Please, I know we can help you. We want nothing more than to see your vision realized, Lord Luis.
You do know what that vision is built on, don't you? If you would claim yourself my ally, then prove your power before all the kingdom's eyes. You can't change the world without power, after all. If you can manage that, I'll consider your proposal.
Okay, that was quite an interaction.
Don't think this changes anything. Come on, Hector!
Ugh.
It soars like a damn bird.
Right then, that could have gone worse. We were lucky we managed to connect with Luis this early.
I mean... yeah, okay, Stroll, yes. Let's count our lucky stars, because that could have gone so much worse.
No thanks to that Glodell. Even should we be accepted, he'll be no ally of ours.
Well, at the very least, Luis knows our faces. All we have to do now is avoid screwing it up.
He wants to see our power, does he? Then let's find Heisme, bring him to justice, and show the nation we're a force to be reckoned with.
Agreed. This was a crazy
As the
day.
chirping birds return to their nests, and the darkness claims its dominion, the Gauntlet Runner at last arrives at its repose, a place grown thick with trees. Are the sounds from between the trees just the leaves being caressed by the wind? Or are they the whispers of the beguiling beams of the dark? The party never has to find out, for they are safe within the Gauntlet Runner.
Well, that's good.
Ah! Oh, damn it, blast!
Give me 1 second, Norris. Okay.
Did you hear that?
It's over. The end of the road. So ends the life of the genius engineer.
Let's say we go check on him.
All right.
Oh.
Hey! Nurse, you okay?
Oh, you two. Terribly sorry. It's nothing, really.
Didn't sound like nothing. Yeah. You seem troubled.
Is there something troubling you?
Ah, well, I suppose you could say that. It's just the runner, you see? She's in top shape, but I wanted to make her peerless. An absolute beauty, you know, top of her class. Something that would make even old Luis's runner look like a ballet apple cart. I'd not be floundering so much if I just had a bit of spark.
A spark?
Yes, my girl. A spark of inspiration. A moment of epiphany, like when I saw the lost relic.
The what?
Lost relic? Doesn't ring a bell.
Ah, yes, context. They say that long, long ago, there was a civilization so highly advanced it was beyond all modern understanding. Automation ruled the day. People lived surrounded by machinery with no need to work. Legend has it that they lived lives of convenience and comfort.
Interesting. You have my attention now.
But somehow, that civilization just up and disappeared. God only knows what happened to them.
Sounds kind of far-fetched already.
Hear me out, would you? The point is, once in a stretch, you hear about someone unearthing relics from those days of yore. Absolutely inscrutable to the layman, don't you know? But those in the know would recognize such a prize at a single glance.
Well, have you seen one?
Have you ever seen one of these yourself?
Oh, yes. When I was but a young sproglet. There was this loony old inventor in my neighborhood, both quite brilliant and quite daffy, as they often are. That old fellow only showed me his find once, but even seeing it lit a fire in me, like being struck by lightning. After that, it was like a boiling pot. Ideas, ideas, ideas rising to the surface. And my tinkering always came out marvelous. Some proper court engineer-worthy genius. Something about it utterly captured my imagination. The lost relic, I mean.
Wow. You could try getting him to show you again.
If only I could. That old fellow went back to his own hometown. That single solitary glimpse of the past was all I had. The old goat. He told me he'd leave me the relic in his will.
Okay, so where's this guy's hometown?
Oh, some tiny hamlet somewhere on the outskirts of Martira. A village by the name of Camiro or some such.
Well, how convenient.
This one's important.
Well, all right.
Time marches on, and the age of a new
we don't
king
even
draws nearer.
We don't even get to hang out.
Oh.
Isn't that...
I'm surprised Bard didn't travel with us, although I suppose he had his own transportation.
Departing the capital and barreling southward, the party's gauntlet runner at last arrives in the old castle town, Martira, where their client Barden awaits. The towering castle's stark walls stare down coldly upon its visitors. The only question now is whether or not this gambit was the right move.
Oh my.
Tis far more desolate a place than I'd heard.
Not many people out. It's like everyone's afraid of something.
Ah, you're here! I've been hoping you'd show up soon.
I know it's been a while, but we pledged to help you. We'll not go back on our word.
Glad to hear it. I'm sure Lady Joanna will also be pleased. Oh, your pardon. Lady Joanna rules this city. She is also a most holy sanctoress of the Sanctus Church. She lives there, in Criganti Castle.
Criganti. the thing I thought, or the way I thought it was wrong is the answer. Criganti.
I take it the locals are hoping for His Eminence Forden to win the tournament?
Aye, naturally. No sane and righteous man would want Luis on the throne. Speaking of, I heard there was a scuffle on the road between two candidates gauntlet runners. The criers say Forden's allies suffered the worst of it.
Ah, well, that's Luis's camp for you. I assume it was them, I mean. Some nasty characters at his heel, eh?
Yeah, Luis is a tyrant. We hate that guy.
Luis is nothing but a tyrant.
Yes. Such atrocities in his name. Unforgivable.
Come on, Hulkenberg. You gotta roll with it better.
Captain, are you sure we can trust these strangers? These bounty boarders are always in it just for the money.
Looks like his officer's not on our side just yet.
Dinna be rude, Morris. They've come a long way for our sakes. Now, I'm sure you must be knackered from the journey. Let me show you to an inn. You can try our local speciality, perhaps.
Ah, you've a local delicacy. It would be a welcome treat.
You chaps go on. The old girl needs a bit of maintenance after carrying us so far.
Can't that wait until you've eaten?
Too much at stake, lad. Go on, don't worry, and I'll sort her out. Might well fix the Bally Waterworks while I'm at it.
Come, everyone. This way.
Yeah, Stroll did say Hulkenberg liked to eat everything she could get her hands on. Oh my.
Is this some kind of smoked dish?
Roasted larvae of the giant sandworm. It's Martira's culinary speciality. Cooked to a delicate finish, just enough to preserve all the natural juices and flavors of the innards.
Oh, good. Larval innards.
Tis a unique texture, to be sure, but the taste is divine. Exquisite.
They even have a little animation for her eating there.
You're completely serious, aren't you?
Something the matter? Do try some of your own before it gets cold.
What do we think? Is Colm a foodie? Does he enjoy? Is he a picky eater, or? You know what? Let's have him be hesitant, but I think he should try it. But let's be a bit hesitant.
It looks great.
Come now, they're offering us fine hospitality. 'Tis only right that we graciously savor it.
Yes, absolutely right. I'll be cheering you on. And, I'll see to the funeral plans.
Go for it, go for it. Oh! Spray of something.
Are you actually enjoying that?
How was it? Sometimes the insides can twitch a bit, but it's harmless, I assure you.
Would that I had time to try more of your dishes, but... to business. Can you fill us in on the details of all these kidnappings?
Aye. Our wee ones have been going missing for at least 6 months. All told, we're looking at 15 children now unaccounted for.
Oh, man.
And you think this Heismay is your culprit?
I'm told he's a disgraced knight with nowhere else to turn. We've no proof, but the pieces fit. Seems to me that with nothing else to lose, he's gone rogue.
For a man who claimed a knight's honor to stoop to such horrors. 'Tis unacceptable. We must end this quickly, for our sake and his own.
If I recall the brief, it'll be quite a feat to even get near this Heismay. His hideout was in the midst of the sandworm's territory, yes?
Aye, well remembered. He certainly isn't going to make this easy for us.
Oh, look at that.
So... is Heismay's hideout way out here? Looks pretty far from Martira. It's your call. Oh, I smell trouble.
That's interesting. It's showing us where other people's gauntlet runners are.
Let's see. Let's...
There's some kind of thing here. Well, look at these little creatures. Huh.
All right. Here's where we are now.
There's a runner. It's a campground.
Now that you mention it, I have to wonder how he can even survive out there.
We've been chasing any lead we have, but we can't figure it all out. We're in over our heads.
You think, are there many people that play in a kind of cutthroat way here? I have trouble seeing our characters being like that, but I guess for some people. Yeah, let's save the town together.
Let's work together to save this town.
We're awful grateful to have you. And don't worry, we'll pay you what you're due. After all, nobody else in the royal capital would give it a second glance.
We help anyone in need.
That's why we've come this far.
Inspiring words, young man. Now, I hope you're not full yet. We've a whole spread of other dishes for you. Now this. This is the pride of the town. A fine sweetmeat made from the juvenile sandworm's entrails. You'll find this tastes as sweet as any dessert. Together, I'm sure we can find a way to the stronghold without falling prey to those worms. Now, please, dig in.
Tis altogether different from the roast. Why, tis succulent as a mellow fruit. Another marvel.
You must have gotten used to eating anything you had to out in the wilds, eh?
I'll schedule a meeting with the Honourable Lady Joanna tomorrow. Please, rest your weary heads for today.
If they aren't here to con a free meal out of us, that is.
Now, let's go.
Oh, ye of little faith, Morris.
It's been a while.
Exactly.
Okay. Welcome to Martira, everyone. That's gonna be it for me. This was quite the episode. Much more excitement than I was originally expecting. But, yeah. Let's go ahead and save. I still can't believe we just had Luis pop up. Oh boy. I don't think we have... Oh, we do have quite a few... Memorandum. You know, when I originally saw that memorandum, I think in the first episode, I remember thinking, that's something I could do at the end of every episode, but it turns out I think they actually would fit better at the beginnings of the episodes, because it usually gives me a chance to kind of recap what happened last time. So I think going forward, that's probably what I'm likely to do. So, alright everyone. We're gonna call it there for now. Yeah. Things are definitely getting quite exciting, in more ways than one. I've been the Worm. This has been Metaphor ReFantazio. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.